If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but not moving forward, then this is probably why. Most people think the problem is not putting enough effort or not having the right discipline. But the people who are actually earning well in 2026 are not chasing trends. They are not posting every day. In fact, what they are doing instead is much quieter. They're basically simplifying information that people already want and getting paid for it, and that is called digital arbitrage. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how it actually works in real life, the ways it pays, and how you can start without burning out or adding more noise to your life. And if you're new here, I just want to say welcome. This channel is all about building income that makes sense. No pressure, no pretending, just real options that work. And before we go into examples, let me first of all explain what digital arbitrage is. So this just means you're getting paid to make information readily available, easier to use, and you're basically not reinventing anything. You are simply organizing, translating, and delivering information in a way that helps people make decisions faster. And that is it. So the first type of digital arbitrage we're going to be talking about, I call it aggregation because this one is simple. You're basically collecting information that already exists, putting it in one clean space, and that's it. People are already paying for things like a list of remote job companies that are hiring globally, a scholarship tracker sorted by country, a short guide of AI tools for non-technical people. It could also be a visa or a job application document checklist, or even a weekly list for legit opportunities. And the truth is, none of this is a secret. It's scattered everywhere. But what makes you stand out is organization. So you're basically saving people time. You can start with a Google Doc or a Google Sheet. No fancy setup. And money-wise, people usually charge between $7, $12, $15. And if you make 5 sales a day, you're looking at $2,250 per month. That is real income right there. Now, if you noticed, this is not flashy, but they are very real. Just one action you can do today. Go ahead, write down the list of things that people are always asking for. It could be that they're always asking for a list, or where did you get your clothes from, or different kind of information. Try and curate it into a list, and you can put a price tag on it and sell. The second type is translation, and this is where a lot of people underestimate themselves. Now, people read job postings every day, policies, AI updates. They see the words, they just don't know what applies to them. So they send screenshots, they forward links, they ask, am I affected? What do I need to do here? What action do I need to take? The truth is, you explain the impact. You say, this is who this is for. This is what actually changed. These are the people that are affected based on this policy rollout. And that's it. That moment, you're basically just clearing whatever confusion that has, created, and making it simple for people to understand. And you know what? Most people, they turn this into a weekly email. It could be a newsletter or a private update channel that you have on social media platform. And you can charge from $5 to $10. And what will make you stand out is context, where you're able to explain the action that needs to be taken. You're able to answer questions. You're able to write it down clearly. And just a quick caution, please do not promise outcomes that you can't control. Your job basically is to explain without making any guarantees. So just a quick pause. If this is helping you see income differently, tap like so I know that you want more breakdowns like this, and subscribe. And I'll also share free newsletters where I go into deeper topics. No pressure. It is linked in the description box and pinned to the comment section of this video. The third type is timing. And the truth is, most information is public. People either get too late or after deadline to those information. And most of the time, slots are filled after opportunities pass. And that is why timing arbitrage is about delivering information earlier or right when it matters. This looks like scholarship alerts before deadline, early remote job postings. It could be policy or visa updates before enforcement, or curated alerts, tools, or grants before they go viral. Now, you're not predicting the future in any way. You're just paying attention consistently, because most of these are subscription based. You're looking at $5, $7, $10 a month. And at $7, for example, you have 100 people. That is $700 in your bank account. Let's do the maths real quick. So what makes you stand out is reliability. You show up when it matters. You share the right information at the right time. And a bit of caution, late information kills trust. When people realize that you share late information, it could be a job posting, it could be, a visa update, anything at all, they kind of lose trust and they begin to unsubscribe to your information or to whatever information you are sharing. The fourth type is format. People are not short on information anymore. They are short on usable information. Too long, too technical, too blurred. Format arbitrage is turning complex into something that is actionable. So you can turn a long policy into a checklist, for example, a video into steps, a messy process into a timeline or template. And most products here are PDFs, checklists, or a Notion page, which is usually priced between $9 to $29. And when you make 2 sales on a daily basis at $15 times 30 days, that is how much. So a quick action step, take one confusing thing and simplify it into steps. But you need to be cautious. Don't oversimplify important details because that's where it loses its essence, it loses its value, but just make it simple for people to understand. Which brings us to the fifth one, which is called access. And you can also call this filtering because there are too many options out there. With ChatGPT, with information overload on the internet, people tend to freeze. And access arbitrage is basically narrowing the field. You say this one matters, the rest doesn't. This can be a vetted job list, a curated grant list, a private feed of legit opportunities, or a trusted resource hub. And most of them will work as subscriptions. You can have 100 member paying you a certain amount at the end of the month. You know what that comes to. And to be honest, what makes you stand out is judgment. People trust you when you filter, and how you can turn this into cash is to make a short list of the things you already recommend confidently to your people, to your friends. But you want to be cautious because one bad recommendation breaks trust. So you need to vet through carefully. And now the last type is system or decision making. People don't want more information, they want to decide and move forward. And that is where system arbitrage turns scattered information into repeatable process. You're looking at frameworks, playbooks. This usually costs more, anywhere from $29 to $199, depending on depth. Now, what makes you stand out is how you think. People trust your process. And if you're just wondering, how do I go about this? Just write down how you personally decide what you do first. How do you get really productive? How do you manage your time in a day? How do you negotiate? How do you communicate with people or network with people online? These are special skills that you can create, build a system around, and sell for a price. But please don't copy framework blindly. Build your framework from real experiences. So before I let you go, I just want to say this. YouTube is where I explain ideas, but my Substack is where I go way deeper. And that is where I break things down slowly, share patterns that I'm seeing, and I talk through opportunities I don't always turn into videos. So if you want that level of clarity, please go ahead to subscribe to my Substack. The link is pinned to this video in the description and in the comment section. So guys, I will see you on the next one. Thank you, and always know that I'm rooting for you. I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.